Well. Good morning, everybody. Wake up, Reb. Wake up, Reb. Hang on. Okay. Wake up, Web3. Just JC this morning. Sorry. All right. Let's get to it. Hope you're all having a good Thursday. Got a lot to talk about today with markets being kind of flat compared to where they were yesterday. Did anyone else buy the dip? I added a little bit yesterday thanks to the Mrs. JC3 let me put a little bit of our. She got a bonus check yesterday for the quarter, and so we put a little bit of that into the crypto space. So couldn't do any of this without Mrs. JC3 because she makes all the money, and she takes me on vacations. So in return, I have to manage the crypto and run the kids all over creation, which is wonderful. I still get to walk my daughter across the street to school, so it's great. Let's see. Yeah, ICE bought the sauce. We talked about it yesterday. Saucer Swap is now available on base. And is it at 3? Is it still at 3 cents? Let me go look. Saucer Swap. Yep, it's at 3 cents. Great time to buy. Unless, of course, the title of this episode is correct, and we really are at the bear. We're at the start of the bear, and this is the 4-year cycle, and it's been 4 years, so we're going down. In which case, maybe it's not a good time to buy anything. Maybe you'll have a better opportunity in the next 6 months to a year if we are truly beginning the bear market. And I'm seeing more and more analysts saying, maybe it is. Maybe it is the bear market. But we also had NVIDIA announce their earnings yesterday, and those came in better than expected, which begs the question, why were all the people fudding it the weekend before? Were they just trying to artificially drive down the price so that they could buy low knowing that the stuff was coming? Just like that frozen concentrated orange juice reference we made yesterday. For those of you that know, if you know, you know, and if you know, you're old. All right, you're right, ICE. Let's get to the what? Bubbles, my bubbles. Here they come. Boom. Bubbles, my bubbles. They're the bubbles. Kind of a flat day. I'll show you on the other chart as well. It's just not a lot happening. Let's look at Render. Since NVIDIA's earnings did come up, and Render is tied into NVIDIA, it's back up above 2, but I mean it's not up a lot. Yesterday it went as far down as 190, and went to 211 earlier this morning. It looks like. Let's see if that's got a time on it. Yeah, so 8 o'clock this morning. It was at 211, and now it's back down to 202. But with NVIDIA's earnings being better than expected, you would expect the AI tokens to also be moving. ICP down just a little bit, but still up from this point yesterday. What was that? Well, that's 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Down a little bit from 512, but still 30 cents, almost 10% above the lowest point yesterday. What's Bitcoin doing? Down 1.6, hanging out at the 90. Several of the technical analysts that I pay attention to have basically said, look, we need to get back up to 94, and we need to test 94, and we need to go above it. If we reject off a 94, then might be looking at a move to the downside. DJ did his TA last night for us. He's back and at our game night last night. So if you want to go watch the game night live stream, you can scroll about halfway through till you see DJ come on and you see us start putting charts up if you just want to see what he had to say about Bitcoin. But he gave some numbers, to the upside and to the downside. Definitely worth checking out because DJ has been right a lot. And not that it's financial advice, but it is a data point for you to do your own research and make your own determinations. because we don't do financial advice here. We just talk about things that we see and things that we feel like we like or don't understand or do understand. So we did see, did anybody buy any Bitcoin down here at 88? Because that's a good buy. From 88 to 92, that's a $4,000 swing. That's 10% would be an $8,000 swing. So that's a 5% upside. So if you are a trader and you took you had an entry down here, up here you would be up 5% plus times your leverage. So I mean, good for you if you do that. I don't, because I have a problem with stop losses. I don't mind. I don't have a problem taking profit when it goes up. I have a problem selling when it hits my stop loss. And I don't mean liquidated. I mean selling, like setting a stop loss and being like, okay, I risked $100 and well, it went down 20%, so I lost $20. No, I just ride it all the way down and try and average down, which is bad. Don't do that. Let's see, ETH down 3.5%, which is actually I did snag a little bit of ETH down here. Yesterday I snagged a little more XRP down in the 2 range. We're still sitting around 210, which is great for the long term. I believe XRP is a long term play for me. So, and then I grabbed a little Render. Where are you, Render? We already looked at Render. I grabbed Render under $2. Yay for me! Cheers and celebration. Sorry, Ice Arrow. Down a little bit off of this high, but still, you can see up from 75, up 7, up 10% there. See how we're doing on the week. Oof, that's not good. Still down substantially. That's a 20% drop on the weekly. How are we doing on the monthly? We're about break even on the monthly here. I still think Arrow's a good long-term play. We talked about it last night. Game out Illuvium, the gaming system with their own token. They're going to start staking, and they'll have 2 pools like they did previously. You can stake just Illuvium, and you'll get a smaller APY and return and whatever else they're doing with that. Or you can do the combined staking liquidity pool of the Illuvium and ETH. So you stake an equal amount of Illuvium and Ethereum, so $100 of Illuvium token and $100 of Ethereum token together, and you'll get basically, I think, 4 times the rewards for entering that pool. Just they're trying to obviously leverage the power of Ethereum with their token, so they're rewarding you for allowing them to do that. But they're going to be doing that on the base chain, and you can do that through, they'll be having it done through the Arrow DeFi ecosystem. So good stuff going on there. We did talk about yesterday briefly, JP Morgan. Sorry, guys, I've got I'm waiting on a call from a plumber. I have a very, very small crack in one of my copper pipes, and he's going to come in today. So if I have to mute and take a call, I apologize, because he's supposed to let me know when they're on the way. Crypto.com, another one that I'm long on. I've got some staking done there. It's down 5%, but I'm not worried about it in the long term. Where are we at? There you go. All right, let's take a look at our CoinMarketCap here. Let me get a refresh and make sure we're good. Down just a little bit, down 1.6% on the market cap for the day. So it looks like we're still kind of, the pain. Yeah, looks like we're still running down. Fear and Greed at 15 still. This is, as I understand it, this is the longest running extreme fear day to day, if not in the last 4 years, perhaps even, surely not ever. That doesn't make any sense. All time. Had a good run down here. This was in April of this year, and then this was, like, how can you be down here Fear and Greed? Look at the gray line there. If you can't see colors, there's this line, this big line right here. That's the Fear and Greed index. This line down here that goes like this. That's the price of Bitcoin. And here, let me move myself up here so you can. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. So when the price of Bitcoin, yeah. So this is the Bitcoin price. This line here is at 30K. Our sentiment was in greed, and then when Bitcoin went up above 60K, extreme greed. We're hanging out in the 60s, and we're down in the neutral territory here, or in the fear territory. We're hanging out in the 60 range. We're down into fear. We Bitcoin goes up, to 80 to 75. Extreme greed. Like, I don't. Some of y'all people need to chill out. Anyway, let's take a look at our favorites here. All right, now we can go back to this. I don't know, guys. Like, it's the title says crypto's at an inflection point. What is it like? Are we headed down for the bear market? Are we going to stay here and chop around for a minute? Are we going back up? Is this just the, like some of these chart guys are talking, is this just the few days after the death cross of the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA on Bitcoin? I'd like for a few days after that, it marks the bottom and then we go up. Is that where we are? Or are we at the 4-year cycle and it's going down? I mean, if you were looking to roll profits and buy the bear market, you have to decide. So, like, if you believe this is an indicator of the bear market, then to me the logical choice there would be to sell now and wait for the drops. If we're starting the bear market, did you get the tippy top? No, but if you're still selling up here and this is the beginning of the bear, then you're still doing good because we're going to drop at least 50%, right? So if you really believe that, to me the logical position there would be sell my bags for profits and wait for the drop. The risk there is that this is not the bear market and it goes up further. But then, you're basically round tripping your stable coins, waiting for the rest of the bear market. That's an option. If you think this is not the beginning of the bear and you've got, more upside to come, and we're going to have an extended cycle, a 5-year cycle instead of a 4-year cycle, or, all of the news that we talk about on a daily basis is going to push the markets up, then you have two choices. You can buy here on this dip, or you can just hold what you got. But you have to decide what do you think is going to happen based on your study, your research, and you got to make a decision. And yeah, ICE, you're absolutely right. If you believe this is just a pullback and we're about to go up again, and the bull market continues, and you're wrong, the worst case is you round, and you don't sell. You just round trip your bags. You're like, well, crap. I guess I'll just leave. I'll just hold my tokens. The opposite side, if you believe that we're going bearish and we end up going bullish, so you sell right now because you think, oh, this is the beginning of the bear market, and it may fluctuate up and down, but that's going to be a bull trap, and it's going to like pop up, and people are going to be long, and then it's just going to shoot down. If you're wrong, the worst case scenario is you just have to, you have all of this cash on the sideline. You just have to wait until the bear market does get here. God, I'm so long-term bullish about the space. I don't call our financial asset manager who does all of our stock market investing and stuff. I don't call them every day and be like, oh my gosh, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Like, I'm not, like, they manage it, but I'm not touching that stuff for 20 years. That's like retirement stuff. I trust them to manage it on the day to day. I'm not that. I'm not trying to buy, sell NVIDIA right now and hope it drops tomorrow. Tomorrow. Like that's not how I'm playing my investment game. I understand some people are really trying to leverage their way into a better financial position, and that's just risky. That's not the game I'm looking to play. But good luck if you are. Just be careful. But yeah, you got to make a choice which way we're going to go. Here's what I was talking about earlier. So this is Kyle Chasse. I don't know. Sorry, Kyle. Hey, Kyle. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. But he's talking about this death cross here. Here's some just some information that he broke down. Give you a chance to take a look at that. If you're driving or whatever, here's what he says. The Bitcoin printed a death cross, but it's inside a bull trend, and it becomes a launch pad. So the average return after these crosses, anytime it does, that's when the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA cross exponential moving average, if you care. But when they cross each other, you see he's got it marked out on the little chart there. But when it does that, there's usually a few days or maybe even a week of sideways or even downward price action. And then after that, after these crosses, in 3 months, you've had a plus 26% move. In 6 months, it's been up by 52%. And then within a year, it's been 85% up. So he breaks that down in this thing here. So like I said, this is at Kyle Chase with 2 S's. If you want to watch this video from him, it's about 40 seconds. He's not the only person that says that. This is just a post that laid it out pretty easily to see. And we've talked about this chart before, so you can check our previous videos on that. This is all in crypto here talking about. I'll do that here in a minute. Hey, this is random. This is for Scorchman. From Robbie Ferguson over at Immutable. Spider Tanks is back. That was something and was it Hackett as well that was into Spider Tanks? This is for you guys. I just wanted you. I'm sure you guys are aware of it, but they Chasse. Thank you, Ice. His name is Kyle Chasse. Apparently, Kyle, if you're there, correct me. But hey, Spider Tanks, they're apparently making a move to Immutable in December. I just wanted to throw that out there. This is another one from Alex Mason Crypto. And if you've been in the crypto space for a while, this is everything he says here is correct. If you're driving, here's the gist of it. Bull runs don't end like this. They don't end in extreme fear. 2017 melted faces. 2021 was crazy. And 2025, yeah. So here's how bull markets, every top in the last 2 cycles has been like this. Everyone is screaming for higher. Yeah, it's going to keep going. You remember last time when it was at 69, 70K, people were like, it's going to 100. I'm not going to take any profits till it gets to 100. It's going to 100 at least. All right. Give me 1 second. Sweet. All right. Plumber is on the way. Good deal. But yeah, you guys remember the end of the last bull run. Bitcoin hit 69, 70K. And everybody's like, it's going to 100. Maybe it can go to 125. Like, do you remember? Everyone in the space was calling for higher. Max Greed. We looked at the Fear and Greed Index chart. Max Greed. Nobody was afraid. People were just like that. People were afraid that they would sell too early. Everyone was afraid they'd sell too early. Yeah, the influencers were partying. Everybody's like, my Bitcoin's up. Here's my yacht. Well, retail was FOMOing in. Yeah. Is that what we see right now? This is what it says. People are calling for lower. People say it's over. It's a bear market. Yeah, CZ from Binance bull market hasn't even started yet. I think that's an exaggeration. Sentiment is garbage, which is not. Sentiment is usually extreme euphoria. The whales are buying. The institutions are buying. Yeah, that's. I don't. I could be wrong. I totally could be wrong. This could be the beginning of the bear, but it doesn't feel like it. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, a couple of things I did want to talk about. This is so before I talk about today's, there is a new XRP ETF launching today. It is launched. I've got the chart pulled up for it. I'll show you in just a minute. I do want to talk about last week's Canary Capital's ETF. This is Digital Perspectives, another great person to follow. Definitely an XRP guy, which is why I follow him. But he's got good perspective. So the first day of Canary's XRP ETF, their inflows. This is the comparison. Bitcoin, BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. It took in 111 million its first day. Canary Capital's XRP ETF took in 245 million. Just saying. I'll get to that in a minute. All right, so let me go here. So today, Bitwise, a little bit larger than Canary Capital there. This is their exchange ETF, not exchange. Their XRP ETF. It is, they got this ticker on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, Canary is launched on the NASDAQ. Bitwise is launching on the New York Stock Exchange. I'm guessing that's probably going to be a big deal today. We'll see what their first day volume looks like, but here you can see Canary's. Canary's price is currently sitting at $22.45 for their ETF. It's on the NASDAQ. You can see their price action here. That's since it started last week. That's what it looks like. Launched at 25-ish, and it's down to 22. All right, so today's Bitwise. This is the first candle. They opened at $24.11 per share. It's currently trading at $23.64. So it's lost 50 cents. And let's see, this is their largest volume candle, 130,000 in volume in that 5-minute candle. So we'll see what their volume does for the day. Why does this matter? Well, because it is a spot ETF, that means that Bitwise must hold XRP tokens equivalent to their the investment in the ETF. So whatever their share, like one share gets you however many XRP, they have to hold that XRP. They have to buy it. Now, are they buying it off of exchanges? Are they going to drive the price up on Coinbase or KuCoin or whatever? Probably not. They're probably getting it OTC. I would not be surprised if we find out at some point that they had purchase deals with Ripple Labs on their escrow. They locked in prices. I'm sure cheaper. That would be the way I would do it. So we'll keep an eye on those. And like we explained yesterday, I can't remember if it was on the morning show or if it was on game night. These things don't move the price. Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum ETFs, XRP ETFs, they didn't move the price when they happened. The value in these ETFs is that these big companies are required to buy the tokens. They're required to hold Bitcoin for their spot Bitcoin ETF. They're required to hold Ethereum. They have to hold the underlying asset. They bought the underlying asset OTC. They got their prices. They're not buying, 200 million XRP off of Coinbase or Bit, I buy Bit or whatever. They're buying it OTC at cheaper prices. They have agreements in place, I'm sure. But what that does mean is that any of those tokens that they hold are not available for sale because they have to hold them. Now, Econ 101, if supply is reduced but demand stays the same, price goes up. So those tokens are no longer in the supply because they have to be held. Long term, what does that do to the price? Drives the price up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll keep an eye on it. What else are we going to talk about? NVIDIA. Let me pull up. Did I save that or? Actually, I'll just look it up here since we got this up. NVIDIA. Here we go. On the NASDAQ, I don't want the 5-minute chart where dang it. Where are you? Yeah, that's the 1 minute. Let me get the daily. All right, so you can see this is 2 days ago when there was max FUD going on about their earnings. Actually, let me go to the hourly because you can see it. We'll try 4 hours. You can see it really well. This is after hours for trading because I don't trade here. This is yesterday at where's my time? There it is. Yesterday, 10:22. That's not what I'm looking for. 18. Here we go. 4 hour. Give me the daily. All right, here we go. This should be yesterday. That's this morning. This is last night. All right. Yesterday morning. Oh, that's this morning. Dang it. Sorry. All right. Here, maybe this is what I'm looking for. Right here. Here's the big volume candle. So as they announced their earnings, you can see trading yesterday halted at 4. They announced their earnings last night, and they had a huge gap. So they were sold at the closing was at 186, and they opened today $6 higher because of their earnings. They beat their earnings by several $1 million, quarter over quarter and year over year. So despite all of the FUD that caused all of this right here, this was multiple people selling off on the 18th, 2 days ago, all the way down to 181. So I would not be surprised if people in the know were like, oh, we got to sell this, push the price down. And if they bought back in, obviously you see the reversal there down here at 181. And then the next candle is a couple dollars higher. But if they bought at 181, they're up $13. And in the stock market, a 10% gain is huge. In crypto, we're like, yeah, great, 10%. I'm in it for 10x. So yeah, that's good for the overall stock market. We'll see how it plays out for the crypto markets and the AI stuff. That's really the bulk of what's going on today. We'll keep an eye out on the news, but I wanted to give you this because this is one of those days. The top 30 crypto memes of 2025 so far. This one I think is the best one. If you guys saw the movie, you'll know this quote: 1 hour here is 7 years on Earth. Good, we can hodl here. Yes. Hodl for 2 hours, and that would be 14 years, and your Bitcoin will be worth $2 million, right? Isn't that what they say? XRP at 10,000? Yep. All right. Dinner with candles. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, green candles only, please. There's a new pattern. It's called the Reptar. Yeah, here you go. Bought the dip, the actual dip, the dip of the dip. This would be the bear market. Yes. Everyone feels this, right? Stock market traders, I'm down 3%. Crypto traders, down 40%. Yep. Yeah, here we go. For all this is all the new crypto, all the new retail investors. This is you. Now, all of us OGs that have been here a while, this is us. Bang. Right? Is that you, Ice? You feel that one? Yeah, that was not as funny. Yeah, here we go. Crypto holders be like, I'm down 30%. I'm plus 900, but yeah. Yep. I feel that. Baby, I miss you so much. Oh, babe, why are you crying? Because I miss you too. Yeah, that's why we're crying. That is definitely why we're crying. To the moon. And you're back at McDonald's. Yep. Yep. Bitcoin is for money laundering. Yep. Larry Fink. He's a Fink, all right. I didn't get that one. Yep. Anyone else feel this? Your $20 mattress, your $50 chair, your $1,500 trading setup, your portfolio is down 100K. Yep. This is when you've been orange pilled. Oh my God, Pooh. That's not honey. You're eating Bitcoin. Everything we've been told is a lie about the banks. Yep. Nah, you're trying to convince your bro that this isn't a rug pull and all your funds are safe, SBF. You should be in prison. You should be in prison. Suck it, IRS. That's right. I have to print off my transactions every year, so to that too. I think my parents are still mad about buying ETH at 4,000. Oh, P.S. My parents haven't gotten over the Luna fiasco. RIP. Crypto is pumping again. Oh, you must be rich now. And for all of us who are round tripping, we'll end on this one. So that's you. That's me. That's why I didn't sell any at the last top of the last bull market. I bought into the hype. We were at mass euphoria, and I bought into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. Hope you have a happy Thursday. I'm going to go deal with my plumber and drink some more caffeine. Ice, thanks for being here. If you're watching on the replay, do us a favor, hit the like, the subscribe, the share. Do all the YouTube stuff. We're at 300 subs. Maybe we can get to 500 here, in the next couple of months. That would be great. Before Christmas would be a nice Christmas present. But I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Don't get stressed out too much. Zoom out, touch some grass. If this is stressing you out, just turn it off. Go do something else. It's okay. You don't have to watch the charts every 5 minutes. We'll do that for you. All right, Chompy, take us home. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Chomp.